Housing is a major problem.
What if getting a new job in Ghana, or even a promotion, suddenly meant you had to find 2 years of rent, instantly? Not because you want to move, but because you have to. For many Ghanaians, and even those returning from the diaspora, this is not a theory. It's reality. Across the world, many in the diaspora are returning to Ghana to reconnect, invest, and build a better future. But one unexpected challenge keeps showing up. Housing. The dream of coming home quickly turns into pressure when landlords demand 1, 2, even 3 years of rent up front. For someone used to paying monthly, this can be overwhelming. But beyond the diaspora, there's another group deeply affected. Ghanaian workers. Imagine being transferred to a new region or promoted to a new position. You're expected to relocate quickly, find a place, settle in, and start work. But before you can even begin, you're asked to pay a year or more in rent up front, no time to prepare, no support system. Just pressure. This growing concern has reached the national level. President John Dramani Mahama spoke directly about the issue and highlighted something critical. Housing is consuming too much of people's income.
Housing and sanitation. Housing is a major problem. And for households, it is consuming the income of households. We need to have a national housing dialogue and decide how, between the private sector, government, and labor, we can come together and come out with a social housing policy to make sure that we provide affordable housing for workers to purchase on mortgage or to be able to rent at a favorable cost. The reason why private house owners are taking advantage is because of the deficit in housing. And so we have the rent courts. We say don't take more than 6 months of advance, rent advance. But the one who is renting and the house owner are both not prepared to go to the rent court because they are doing it quietly. It says pay 2 years rent advance. You can go and report him at the rent court and we'll hold that landlord accountable. But the one who is being asked 2 years rent advance doesn't want to go to the court. He will go and pay the landlord because he wants a place to lay his head. And so it is because we have a housing shortfall, and that is what is making them take advantage. Countries have instituted social housing policies that have been very successful. I've seen the Kenyan example, and Kenya has built hundreds of thousands of housing units, which they either rent or sell to government employees. In the past, employees have not been able to buy houses because we fix their mortgages in dollars. And because the dollar kept sliding and was not stable, then it means that if you take a mortgage, you find that eventually you are not able to pay, and then they take the unit from you. We just pray that we're able to keep the city stable. I've said that we don't want a strong city, we want a stable city. I want to know that every year the city will depreciate by 3% or 5%, 3% or 5%, so you can plan. And it will not add too much onto your mortgage bill. So now that we've been able to stabilize the city, let's work together to maintain it, because there are many benefits that all of us will get from a stable city.
Housing is consuming too much of people's income. There is a serious shortage of affordable homes. And this shortage is what allows some landlords to demand excessive rent advances. Even though the law clearly states that rent should not exceed 6 months up front, many tenants still pay more because they feel they have no choice. And as he explained, people often stay silent because all they want is a place to sleep. This issue is bigger than just landlords. It's a system under pressure, a housing shortage, rising demand, urban migration, diaspora return, and limited affordable housing projects. For government workers being transferred, and for diaspora families relocating, the competition for housing becomes intense. And when demand rises, prices and conditions rise with it. So whether you're returning from abroad or relocating within Ghana for work, you are facing the same system. Different journeys, but the same challenge. And the question becomes, how do we make housing more accessible for everyone? If the law says no more than 6 months, Why is the reality so different? Should tenants begin to report unfair demands? Should enforcement become stricter? Or has this system become so normalized that people feel they have no power to challenge it? If you're in Ghana or part of the diaspora planning your move, this conversation matters. Have you experienced this before? Were you forced to pay more than expected? Share your story in the comments. Let's raise awareness together. And if this video opened your eyes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because change doesn't start with silence. It starts with voices.